So, lads, Ben Simmons is just, it's a story that's just never going to go away, is it? The Ben Simmons just off-season disaster. It's just never going to go away. It's just never going to go away, is it? And I think it's look, this guy's going to be paid another 100 million or so. I have no problem kind of making jokes at a person who's going to be $100 million richer. Like, 100 million. But this guy does not have one bone of fight in him, does he? Like, Ben Simmons is supremely talented. He would score 175 points if I ever tried to guard him in a 10-minute quarter game. Actually, that's a bit of an exaggeration. He would score probably 80. He'd probably score 80. Like, if we're being real. He'd probably score 80. But, like, we're seeing the same stuff every year for him. So, like, okay, where was this? This here. Ben Simmons coming down, pulling up from deep and hitting a shot, like, oh yeah. Look at that defense. Oh, that defense from Jaren Jackson Jr. Absolute, yeah, wow, you know he can pass. But look at that defense. Oh, look, they're all just kind of chilling. Like, look, obviously, they're playing. You don't realize how fast these NBA players move until you're there, like, on court side, or you ever try play against them. Again, like, anytime I'm scrimmaging with pros, anytime I play pickup with pros, anytime I play pickup with guys who play D1 in the States, you don't realize how fast they're going until you're trying to be on the floor with them. But still, there's just nothing. Like, he may have missed 17 of those shots, but he's shooting that one there. And it's just the same stuff we get every single year of Ben Simmons shooting around. And that doesn't make a difference. Because, have you guys never seen Ben Simmons in Summer League? Ben Simmons could shoot when he was in Summer League. Again, the problem isn't that Ben Simmons isn't able to shoot. Especially when there's no pressure. The problem is that when there is pressure, the guy is scared. The guy is scared. Not only that, one scout said they wouldn't be surprised if Simmons considers not showing up for training camp if he hasn't been traded. Like, who's trading for him? There is a grand total of one destination that both has the ability to trade for him and is in an area which a young socialite like Ben Simmons wants to go to. And they don't even want him. The Warriors don't want him. There's nowhere else. There is literally nowhere else in the NBA. He wants to go to Cali. He wants to go to a big market. Doesn't want to go to Toronto. Doesn't want to go to Minnesota. Doesn't want to go to Portland. I have a weird feeling if the Blazers start off badly, maybe they hold on to him. And they hold on to him. And maybe make a trade for Dame. But, like, can the Sixers if he doesn't show up for training camp, can the Sixers terminate his contract? I'm just trying to think things through. Can they do that? Obviously, I assume, like, in reality, he'll just say, oh, I'm injured, and get some sort of doctor to write off an injury. I'm just like, if he literally refuses to show up, I'm pretty sure they could terminate the contract. But obviously, there's going to be other things about it. That's not going to happen. He's not going to lose out on any of his money. But, like, where's no team that can trade for him and wants him? Because most of the teams with, like, the space and the assets to trade for him don't want him because he says he doesn't want to be there. And then the Warriors just look like they're doing better with Kuminga and Moody. Like, if I'm the Warriors and they want Wiggins, Kuminga, Moody, and Wiseman, I'm keeping those 4 10 times out of 10. Honestly, he's better than Wiggins. He's definitely the best of them all right now, but, like, I mean, I'm not trading Kuminga straight away. I might trade during the season if it's not working out. If the Warriors are like the 5th seed, then fair enough, pull the trigger on something and trade for Ben Simmons. Because, again, they're kind of, the Warriors do have a kind of small window for championship, maybe 2 or 3 years. Then, by all means, make that trade. But, like, Simmons is not getting traded before the season starting. He's not getting traded. And also, one thing I like, people are no longer getting excited by these BS videos. People are no longer getting excited seeing Simmons pull from hitting shots from here. Oh yeah, crossover into a jump shot. I mean, it looks nice and all, but again, it's very easy. How many times am I going to say this? They count when it goes in real games. Same with Adams, Dwight before him, Shaq. I mean, Dwight Howard or Clint Capella, everybody can shoot in July. Twitter coaches chill. Like, Sixers fans seeing the same thing. Winning most improved and defensive player of the year. We see this every offseason. And that's one of the things, like, people don't realize it, that pretty much every NBA player shoots about 50% from three on wide opens in practice. Like, these guys are that good. Like, we've seen videos of JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee just lighting it up from three. We've all seen those videos of him just shooting around. Or Hassan Whiteside when he had 10 3-pointers in a row. And he was like, oh, expanding my range. And then in the season doesn't shoot. And that's the thing people don't realize. There's so much of a difference shooting in an empty gym and with the bright lights on you. And there's like, that's why there was weird things happen in the bubble. Like TJ Warren. Personally, I just think Tyler Hero had a bit of a sophomore slump. Like, I would be shocked. I'm saying it right now. I would be shocked if Tyler Hero is not a major contributor for the Miami Heat next year. And and Miami Heat being a really good team. I would be so shocked if that's not the case. I just think he had a sophomore slump. But with things like this, thankfully people aren't falling for it anymore. But like Ben Simmons, the problem isn't, again, and this is where people don't realize like what the difference between a player who can't shoot and a player who can't shoot in the NBA. Like, people will see these shots going in and Simmons hitting a few shots in practice and be like, okay, he can shoot. The problem is that there are different levels of shooting. And I will always say that, like, I could very easily go down to the local gym. Me personally. I've barely picked up a basketball in 2 years. And I could set up a tripod, have someone rebound for me, and at some stage during that workout, I would hit 6-7 threes in a row. But if you put me out on an NBA floor, I'd shoot 17% from three. Like, that's the reality of it. I'd be the worst shooter in the history of the sport. Being able to shoot off a machine, catch and shoot, in rhythm, no one there, being able to shoot and pick up games, that does not translate. That does not translate at all to being able to shoot in a game. Being able to shoot with pressure on you. And you know, people are saying, oh, there's not pressure, he's wide open. Ben Simmons is being left so wide open that there's pressure on him to shoot every shot. There's pressure on him. It's like certain people are really good three-point shooters because they can hit a bunch of shots quickly, they can hit shots off the move without thinking, and they struggle at the free throw line. Nick Anderson, prime example. The guy forgot how to shoot free throws because it was just too much pressure on him after he missed those ones in the NBA Finals back then. Back in 95? And that's the thing. He missed those free throws, and because he had to think about it. And with Ben Simmons, because he's left so wide open the three-point line, he has to think every time he shoots the ball. And this guy, as of right now in his career, he hasn't shown that he plays well under pressure. Again, the guy's a year older than me. He's like, there's no question about it. He has time. Like at 26, I was about to say at 26, LeBron hadn't shown it, but I was like, LeBron kind of did. He just played one bad playoff series against the Mavs. He averaged like 40 against. He carried the Cavs in 2007. I don't know why I made that dumb comparison. But like, again, Simmons just kind of, he's young. Do I think he's going to ever improve? Not really. Because I think with Ben Simmons, you can see by the way that he passes up shots. And like, the funny thing is that no one will ever say Ben Simmons can't dunk the ball. But yet in the playoffs, it looked like he couldn't make open dunks. No one would ever say he can't score layups. In the playoffs, it looked like he didn't want to take a layup. And that's the big problem with Ben Simmons, is that it's not in his mechanics. It's not in his jump shot. He could shoot 100 jump shots. He can shoot 500 jump shots a day, and it's not going to improve in here. That's the one place he needs to improve. And right now, thankfully, nobody is falling for the fact that he's shooting in off-season workouts again. And it's kind of a crazy situation. Like, this is going to be mental. Because this is a guy who's been a 3-time All-Star, was arguably Defensive Player of the Year last year, and now nobody wants him. Because, again, I don't know why. Why did they let it out that he doesn't want to play anywhere that's not a big market? Like, as soon as that was released, he wants to play in Cali. Man, he literally was like, I want to play for the Warriors. Trade me to the Warriors. But he's not James Harden. He's not James Harden. Everyone wants James Harden. Everyone gets better with James Harden. Not everyone gets better with Ben Simmons. So, yeah. What do I expect happens? Sixers aren't trading him before the season starts. Potentially, he doesn't even show up for training camp. I don't know. I wish he'd do a Jimmy Butler and take the third stringers and beat the starters. That would be funny. But I'm not sure he's quite good enough to do that. He's not built like that. And then I think it either goes one or two ways. Either a low team gets desperate. The Sixers are going to be lowballed no matter what. Or they maybe trade Ben Simmons and 3 first rounders for Dame. Which could happen. If they even have any first rounders. I don't even know what they have. But if they can find a way to make Ben Simmons plus picks plus something work for Dame, and the Blazers don't start well, I think that's probably the most likely thing is to see Dame on the Sixers, to be completely honest. And we're going to see a miserable Ben Simmons in Portland, a guy who doesn't want to be there. And it'll be interesting to see, because that goes either one of two ways. Either because he's out of the limelight a little bit, he'll excel, or this could be the end of the Ben Simmons hype for good. He'll just be a solid NBA player for the rest of his career. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.